Good morning, world. Because humans are such social beings, friendships end up playing a very important role in our lives. And it has become it's a necessity that we have friends, that we have people that we can socialize with, that we can engage with. But unfortunately, once in a while, you find yourself in a situation where the expectations of the friendship are not realistic. They're a little bit or very far out of what the expectations of friendship would be. I've talked about toxic relationships in the past, so today we're going to talk about 5 unrealistic expectations of friendship. One is yours. Being a friend does not mean that you have to be a spouse. A friend is not your spouse. You expect your friends to be with you. You expect your friends to engage in certain activities with you at times that work for them. But you have to realize that a friend is not a spouse. A friend has a life outside of your life. A friend does not share a life with you, even though your spouse still has a life outside of your life. But there are expectations that you can have of a spouse that you can't have of a friend. So you have to be able to tell that difference, that your friend is not your husband or your wife. 2, a friend is not a parent. Very often we find people who rely so heavily on the friends to take that role, so that when they go out, when they're out in where with that friend, you almost feel like you have to be a parent because they start behaving in such ways that puts you in that position. A friend is not a parent. If you are friends with someone, you should not be placed in a role of parenting them. You should not be placed in the role of the person who's telling him, hey, don't do that, stop doing that. And if you find that you are that person who is in that role where you have a friend that is always parenting you, that is something you may want to look into. A friend is a friend, a peer, not a parent. 3, a therapist. And I don't even mean a regular therapist. I mean a therapist in the way people generally think the therapist is, because most people think a therapist is someone that you talk to, and they give you advice and they fix your life. No, a friend's job is not to fix your life. A friend can be there. A friend can be supportive. A friend can provide that shoulder. They can and often do give you advice, but your friend's job is not to be the one that fixes your life all the time. If you find yourself in that position where you are always having to pick up the pieces and fix your friend's life, that's an issue. And of course, if you have the opposite, where you have a friend who's always trying to fix your life, that could be an issue too. 4, a friend is not a bank account or an ATM. You should not be relying on your friends for money every day. And of course, if you are that friend, you need to be aware that you're not an ATM, you're not a bank account, and that your friends should not be always coming to you to get money for everything all the time. And finally, a friend is not a blind follower or a carbon copy of your thoughts. Friends are different individuals. They are allowed to have different opinions, different views, different everything. They're allowed to be a separate person from you. And if you require someone to think everything you think, to do everything you want them to be in order to be your friend, you have the wrong idea of friendship. And if you are in that position where you find that someone is demanding that you think the same thing they do, you do everything they do in order to be able to stay their friends, that's something that you may want to think about. So, quick recap of 5 things that is not necessarily an expectation, or should not be an expectation of friendship. 1, a friend is definitely not your spouse. 2, a friend is definitely not your parent. A friend is not your therapist, and I mean a therapist in the wrong sense of a therapist, a person you always talking to, but don't ever have to listen to, a person who's fixing your life. That's not their job. 4, a friend is not a bank account. It's not your friend's jobs to always be giving you money, and it's not your job as a friend to always be giving people money. And finally, a friend is not a carbon copy of your thoughts. A friend is not a blind follower. Your friends will and should have different opinions about different things, and your friends should not have to always follow everything you say. A friend is not going to be a blind follower. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Good morning, world. Have a great day.